I had a chance to stop by and check out the town of Helotes on my way into playing music at Salvador DOBBS in Boerne. Helotes is a small town on the outskirts of San Antonio. So it has a small town feel to it, although it is close to the big city, and it's a popular and desirable suburb of San Antonio. And you can find it on your way out into the Texas Hill Country area. It's got a population approaching 10,000 people, and the name Helotes comes from the Spanish word for corn cob. And being a Spanish word, you can drop the H from the pronunciation, although there are a lot of folks who generally keep it in there. They are proud of that corn cob history. They have an annual Cornival festival there, going back all the way to the 1960s. So there's a German and Mexican influence of this town all the way into the 1850s, where it was serving as a stop for stagecoaches and cattle that were heading to Bandera. And it was a farming community here all the way up until the mid-1900s. They do have an old town location that I'm showing you here. You can regard it as a charming downtown little strip of road that's pretty walkable, with a main stretch there of interesting storefronts and antiques and coffee and art galleries and food and drinking. They even have a bike shop there in an old building that goes back to the 1880s. In terms of food, there's a popular spot here called El Chaparral or El Chap, and so I was able to stop there and find some food on this day. One of the most notable things that they've got here in Helotes is John T. Floore's Country Store. This opened in 1942 and is on the National Register of Historic Places. Elvis and Hank Williams played there, and Willie Nelson, when he was living in Bandera, he was able to play out here pretty often. So they support a lot of up-and-coming artists here, as well as some very well-established Texas artists, like the folks here who are waiting for Aaron Watson to play there today. There's a few other places along this little stretch that are also offering live music. You've got Helotes Creek Winery. Then just across the way is B Daddy's Barbecue. They advertise live music sometimes. You can also find Wine 101. They actually had live music going on there on this day, where folks are able to hang out there in the big patio with all the tables there. And a short walk from there is a place called Pete's Place, and I've seen live music advertised at that place as well. Ultimately, on this day, I made it up to Boerne, where I had my gig at Salvador DOBBS. So I enjoyed playing music there for these folks on this day. White knuckle, do you really wanna feel white knuckle? White knuckle, do you really wanna feel white knuckle? You got the red lights on the highway, sirens passing by, stop signs and alarm clock, no parking sign. You're following the straight and narrow, easing along the way. Well, it's a hard way to make a living out there nearly every single day. When you got that white knuckle, do you really wanna feel white knuckle? White knuckle, do you really wanna feel white knuckle? Thanks for checking out this video. I'm posting all about touring around Texas and the music scene of Texas, as well as my own songs here on my YouTube channel. You could go ahead and click on the channel and check out those thumbnails and see which topics are interesting to you. Give those videos a view. Thank you for giving this video a view, and thank you for your support.